This is going to be an install video of some new receptacles and piping in some conduit. A GFCI protected quad and a GFC, as well as a GFCI protected washing machine hookup. Without further ado, please enjoy the video. Through the conduit hole, and then grab a pair of channel locks and just really snug that down. Now just go ahead and slide your pipe up and into your connector and make sure it's seated all the way. Walkie screwdriver when I'm tightening these set screws. Go ahead and tighten that as much as you can. Make sure it's seated up there all the way. I already pre-drilled a hole with my Tapcon bit. Knockout, the 3/4 inch knockout, just like that. And you take it and just twist it until it pops off. Final tightening with your channel locks. That's how you get a good connection. Try to put this in, it doesn't go in because you have to untighten the set screw sometimes. Sometimes they come in pretty tight. See, there you go. As you can see, I'm drilling multiple holes because sometimes I try to drill in the concrete and you hit like a rock or something, so you just gotta start over. Now basically what I'm gonna do is measure from that corner all the way over to that knockout right there, 90, and it's gonna be a foot sticking out. So I'm gonna be able to slide the pipe in and then twist the 90 and put a coupler right there. Looks like we got 9 feet even. All right, we got 9 feet right there. We got an arrow right on the 6-inch mark and we're gonna bend to 90. I'm impressed with myself because I was able to jerry-rig a pair of linemen's under an electrical box to make sure that pipe is nice and level. Alright guys, so I'd really love to know, do you guys prefer the set screw connector or the compression connector? I feel like the compression connectors look better, however, the set screw connectors are just more common and kind of easier to use. Now I'm just pulling some THHN through the conduit. Alright, so I'm using the Southwire Slim Pull series, and it basically is a whole new world for THHN. Rather than carrying 3 500-foot rolls of THHN, you can just carry 1. It makes it so much easier when you got like little jobs to do. Definitely recommend. I'm sure everybody on YouTube land has an opinion on the way I'm grounding the box by just stripping a little bit of that stranded wire and bending it around the ground screw. You can have whatever opinions you want. I don't really care. It's the way I do it sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Arguably, a much better connection would be use a ring terminal and crimp it directly to the wire, but I'm not doing that, as you can see. Crazy Uncle Ricky always said if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but we all know he's got a screw loose somewhere. Speaking of loose screws, you'll definitely not find any on this installation, because I totally torque everything down to spec, every time. I mean, does anybody know the torque rating for an ideal red wire nut? Probably not. Maybe the torque rating for a Tapcon bit. Not a clue. I'm sure almost everybody already knows this, but on a GFCI, you have a line and you have a load. The load is the power going out, and the line is the power coming in. In this case, the outlets down the line are protected by the load. Nobody asked, but the screws that you use on a 4x4 metal box are 832 screws, and the screws that you use to secure an outlet cover or a receptacle are 632 screws. So now, if you ever lose your screws, you know where to get them. I have no idea if you have a screw loose, though. Now you can go ahead and tell me how I need to put an AFCI breaker in and how I need to torque that down to spec. Go ahead and say it in the comments. I already know. This is the last little bit of just pushing some THHN through the conduit and then tightening up and finishing all the loose ends. I'm installing a quad right here. So a quad is when you have 2 duplex receptacles right next to each other. And right now I'm just finishing up the last termination. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.